So this is the question everyone wants to know. That's David Henry from Wizards of Waverly Place. You have no idea the things that I hear day to day. How much do you get paid on the Disney College Program? I'm not really looking to date. That's just not really my thing. I'll be honest, with Disney, you're honestly not making that much money. Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. If you don't know me, my name is Belle and I'm on the Disney College Program. So I live in Disney World and I work for Disney World. And as you can tell by today's title and thumbnail, I'm going to be answering a bunch of y'all's questions about the Disney College Program. I've been here for about 4 months now, and the other day I posted on YouTube and asked you guys if y'all had any questions you wanted to answer about the Disney College Program, so I'm here to answer those today. I know when I was thinking of applying to the Disney College Program, I was scouring the internet for all of these videos and listening to every single question. And I would say since I've been here for a while and I've also been watching these videos for so long, I have a pretty good understanding of the Disney College Program. So let's go ahead and start getting into all of you guys' questions. Okay, the first question I got is just very simple, and it says, what is your favorite part about working at Disney? So like most people that come and do the Disney College Program, I was obsessed with Disney. We came here almost every year for vacation and I absolutely loved it. It was never enough for me. For years I've known that my life would take me to doing the Disney College Program because I just love it so much. So as simple as it sounds, my favorite part about working at Disney is obviously just being able to go to the parks and living in Disney World. They also said, who is your favorite character? And my favorite characters are Winnie the Pooh and Donald Duck. Donald Duck is just like my actual favorite. I think he's so cute and so funny. And then Winnie the Pooh I have like an emotional tie to. I had this thing with my dad about Winnie the Pooh, so it's really sentimental to me, so I have to say he's my favorite. Okay, the next question was, can you do a normal day in the life video? I love seeing your sleepovers, but what is it like day to day? And the answer to this is yes. I'm actually planning on pretty soon. I think my next video is either going to be a day in the life on the Disney College Program or a week in the life, because I haven't done one of those in a really long time. I've just had so many different videos planned out, but eventually my content is going to start being more of like my day-to-day life. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. But yes, I'll be talking more about my day-to-day life very soon. Next question is, what is it like being there in general? Is it extremely tiring or draining? Love the videos, by the way. Well, thank you so much. I would say this question can definitely change depending on the person and your role. So for me, if you don't know, I am a seater, that's my role, and the restaurant that I work at is not an insanely busy restaurant. And right now we are fully staffed. We are not missing any hands at all, so we don't get scheduled an insane amount. When you're doing the Disney College Program, you are guaranteed every week to get 30 hours scheduled, which really to me is not a lot at all, and it's kind of rare to be scheduled overtime as far as I think. Since my restaurant that I work at is not busy at all right now, they are not approving any overtime, so it's really difficult to get hours if you're looking for something like that. So when going back to the question and saying, is it extremely tiring or draining? For me, currently, I would say no, because I'm really not working an insane amount of hours. For me, I obviously do content creation on the side, so sometimes it could be a lot, making sure I like to post at least one YouTube video a week, multiple TikToks a day, and that can kind of get a lot with also trying to work my normal job. I just think it's kind of what you make of it. If you want to work overtime and you want to work 6 days a week, you can, but also if you want to work less, it seems pretty accessible to me. Overall, I wouldn't say that I'm extremely tired or drained, but I also love staying busy, so take that as you will. Okay, this person asked me a lot of questions, so let's get into it. The first one is, do you see yourself working for the company after your Disney College Program, or is it something that once you do it and it ends, you'll go home and realize you want to come back? So this is the question everyone wants to know. Whenever you're on your DCP, everyone is always asking you, are you extending? Are you extending? Are you staying? For me, this is really hard to answer. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago if I was extending my Disney College Program, I would have said no. I had been feeling like I was really missing home and I really wanted to go back. I didn't think I would be staying here much longer. But then I took a trip back home. I was able to get some days off and I spent 5 days back home. And sorry to all my friends that are listening to this, but when I went back home, I kind of did have a realization of like, no, I really need to be in Disney. Like there's nothing really there for me back home. I obviously have my friends, family that I love so much, but career-wise, there's just nothing that I really want to do there as of right now. I'm really focused on following my dreams here, as cheesy as that sounds. So right now I am thinking about extending my program, but but it's not set in stone and my mind can change any single day, so we'll see. The next thing they asked were all your friends and family supportive of you moving to Florida for the Disney College program? Answer to this is yes, which I am so thankful for. I'll never forget the first time I told my family I was moving to Florida and the look on their faces. I kind of randomly brought it up in conversation and told them, and they were all freaking out because also I don't think a lot of my family knew that this was such a big dream of mine, but they are so extremely supportive of me and they were so happy for me, so that was really sweet. And then my friends, of course, are so supportive. They were really sad to see me go, but we still talk all the time, and I obviously just went and visited. But overall, yes, I am surrounded by a lot of support in my life, which I'm extremely grateful for. Next question was, if you want to extend or do full-time, part-time, do you want to continue staying a seater or would you go to another role? This one's pretty easy for me. If I were to extend or eventually go full-time, part-time, I would absolutely switch to a different role. I'm really interested in learning a lot about the premium extensions right now, and I'm just praying if I do want to extend, I could do something other than seating. I obviously love it. I love my job so much and my coworkers, but I'm someone that likes to try a little bit of everything, so if I have an opportunity to do something new, I definitely want to take it. If you want to continue your career at Disney, what is a role that you'd like to do outside of the DCP, like leadership, entertainment, etc. As of right now, I'm not really interested in leadership at Disney. Really, my absolute dream would be to do something with content creation that could also go along with Disney. As far as entertainment, that's kind of up in the air. I think about it sometimes. I'm not 100% sure. My main goal right now is to do content creation, so whether that's while working for the Disney company or just being a Disney content creator, either way, that's something that I really want to do, and that's my main focus right now. And the next question, they just kind of asked, any advice for someone that wants to do the DCP and is married and scared to live away from home? Just saying they never really got the full college experience, don't have a lot of friends back home, and would love to be in Orlando. I would say that if this is your dream and you feel like this is something you really want to do, just do it. For me, I had thought about the Disney College program since I was 16, and it had just gotten to a point in life where I was like, if I don't go and do this, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. And that thought alone was able to push me and go do something that I knew I always really wanted to do. As far as the college experience and making friends, I would say that this is honestly a really good place for you. I have met some of my new lifelong best friends while being here, and I'm honestly not someone that's super outgoing and talkative as it may seem on camera. In person, I'm actually a little bit quiet and shy at first until you really get to know me, but it was pretty easy for me to make friends here. I mean, I didn't really come in knowing like a lot of people, and I've had really good friends and I don't feel lonely here at all, so I would say if this is something you want to do, you should just do it. Next question is, what does your average work schedule look like? What do you like most about your job itself? So this kind of goes back to what I was talking about a little while earlier with the hours. My typical work schedule is I normally work 5 days a week. If I want to work less, it's pretty easy to give away shifts, and if I want to pick up shifts, which I do a lot because I just like making money, I can pick up a 6-day shift. But I would say on average, I work about 30 to 35 hours a week. And 99% of those shifts are in the afternoon, which I honestly really like. Again, this changes for every single role, but for me, my typical hours are either like 2 to 8, 3 to 9, or 4 to 10. I honestly got really lucky to be in a restaurant in Hollywood Studios where we close at 8 o'clock, so 10 o'clock is the latest that we ever leave. I'm extremely grateful for that because sometimes when you're working in locations like Magic Kingdom, whether it's ride, merch, and maybe even the restaurants, I'm not sure, but sometimes people leave after midnight, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. So that's definitely something to think about, but for me, I never leave work past 10 o'clock, which I'm really grateful for, but I also really do love working nights. Then to answer the question of what do you like most about your job itself, I would probably just say my coworkers. One thing I love about my job as a seater is a lot of times we're all just kind of like gathered together by the podium waiting to seat guests, so we get to spend a lot of time together and talk to each other. And I feel like that makes time go by a lot faster, and I've made some really good friends, so I love being able to just hang out and talk to my coworkers. Next question is, what was your inspiration to do the DCP? Which Disney classic is your favorite? So my inspiration to do the Disney College program started when I was 15 or 16 and I came to Disney World for the first time. When I was a freshman in high school, I was invited by one of my friends to come to Disney with her family, and thankfully my parents said yes, and so for the very first time that summer I came to Disney World and I just completely fell in love with it. When I went home after that vacation, I immediately talked my parents into taking our next family vacation there, and we went the following year. And then I also just went down a rabbit hole of watching Disney YouTube videos, and then I eventually found Disney College Program YouTube videos, and then I started watching Emily Nelson, which I'm sure everyone knows, and I just completely fell in love with her lifestyle, what she was doing, and I knew I wanted to be that. And for years and years and years and years I watched her, and I knew one day my time would come where I wanted to do it, and I finally just did it, and now I'm here. And then to answer which Disney classic is your favorite, I would probably have to say Beauty and the Beast, because my name is Belle, of course, which I was not named after the princess, but I have to say Beauty and the Beast. Next question is, what is it like working for Disney in general? Is it enjoyable for you? And is it hard to navigate the DCP, such as rooming with people, finding where to go, etc.? So there's kind of a lot to answer in this question. As far as working for Disney in general, I of course would say that I love it. It is really enjoyable for me, but I kind of knew that coming in. I knew I was going to be obsessed with it. I've dreamed of this for years, once again. But as far as asking, is it hard to navigate, such as rooming with people and finding where to go? I knew who my roommate was going to be before coming here. She found me on Instagram, DM'd me, and we ended up linking to become roommates. And as soon as I met her, we were like instantly best friends. It honestly worked out perfectly. We get along great. So for me, that aspect was really good, and I was really lucky. I literally don't know what I would do without her here, so I'm extremely grateful for that. As far as like finding where to go, I would say this could be kind of like scary at first, but now obviously I'm so used to it. Looking back now, I was obviously very nervous for my first day at my restaurant because I didn't know exactly where to go, but I figured it out and everything turned out fine. Disney's pretty good about helping you out with all those things and like where to go for your first day. They're very like to the point. So if you're worried about that, I would say that's something you probably really shouldn't be nervous about. I think it's pretty easy. Next question was, how hard was it to find friends on the DCP? I love your videos. Well, thank you so much. Once again, for me, I would say finding friends was not that hard. I do think I got pretty lucky, but I don't think it's that difficult on the Disney College Program. You have to realize that everyone that's coming here pretty much has a mutual love for Disney, and most people are coming here not knowing anyone either. Like I said earlier, I'm not someone that's super outgoing, even though I may come across that way. I'm very to myself, very quiet, and I made some of my best friends here. You're constantly around people, whether it's in classes or on the bus, at work, and you meet a lot of people. I've had a few girls DM me saying like, we look like we have a lot in common, would you want to do something? And I will always go. It's kind of just nice to know that everyone here is kind of looking for friends and no one really knows anyone, so I wouldn't say it's too difficult. Someone said, if I did a semester of college online my senior year of high school, would that count to apply for the DCP? Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I'll be honest, I really don't know how much Disney looks into the rules of applying for the Disney College Program. I don't know if they really check with your school, make sure you are enrolled, anything like that. So I would say if you want to do it, apply, see where it goes, and it's not like anything terrible is gonna happen. I would just try. Someone said, heavy on questions of expenses on the Disney College Program. So one thing I will say is when you're moving here, yes, this is a paid internship, but I would have a little bit of money saved up, especially for your first week. You never know if on move-in day you're gonna need to go to Target for some things, you're not gonna have food right away, you might need to pick up little things here and there. And then also you get 3-day of free passes for the first week that you move in while you're not working. So you're gonna be going to the parks more than likely, and you're gonna be wanting to spend some money, whether it's just on snacks, drinks, food, merchandise. So initially for the first week, you're gonna wanna have a little bit of money. Then from there on out, obviously, yes, you're making money every single week, but I would still wanna have some kind of like backbone structure that you could rely on if you wanna do things or buy things that are a little bit more expensive. So I'll be honest, with Disney, you're honestly not making that much money. If you're someone that you know you're gonna wanna go out do nice things, have dinner, buy things in the parks, I would just make sure you're coming here with a little bit saved up. What is your favorite place to eat after work? So like I said earlier, I'm normally getting off either at like 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and that means I'm getting home pretty late. To be honest, it's really rare that I go and eat anything after work that's not at my apartment. I'm pretty good at buying groceries every single week and knowing what I'm going to be eating for lunch and dinner every single day. If I do eat anything after work, it's normally either just Domino's or Wendy's, because those are the two fast food places that are right by Flamingo. Person said, dating in Disney. I cannot speak from experience because I did not come here to date. I'm not really looking to date. That's just not really my thing. But I have heard that dating in Disney is not the best. Everyone says do not do it. The truth is that there's normally way more girls than there are guys. So then it kind of is like the guys are very sought after because there's so many girls. That's just not really my style. It's not really my thing. I just know everyone says don't do it. It feels like everyone gets played. It always ends up in a bad situation, whether you're coworkers or you have to see them around Flamingo. It just becomes awkward. I've heard don't do it. Next question is, do you ever get tired of Disney? So, do I ever get tired of Disney? No. But do I get exhausted and do I go to Disney a lot less than I did in the beginning? Absolutely. Never forget, my friends came and visited me like a month after I moved into the Disney College program. They came in June and they came for 3 full days, so we did 3 full park days, like basically opening to closing every single day. And after that week, I was like, I am done. Like, I need a break from Disney. You live here, you become a little bit more used to it, so I never really feel the need to go from opening to closing because it's like I can do these things all the time. I'm never trying to squeeze anything in because I know it'll still be here next week, which honestly is really nice for me. When my sister came and visited for my birthday, I tried not to go to the parks for like a really long time before that, so that when she came, I would be more excited to be in the parks again. And again, she hadn't been here in years, so when she came, we did the same thing, woke up early, stayed really late. And then I just needed a break again. So I would say no, I really don't get tired of Disney. I love going to the parks. But do I feel the need to go every single day or every morning before work and squeeze things in and constantly be there? No, because I know that it's always going to be there for me. The question is, how much do you get paid on the Disney College program? So the starting wage for all of the Disney College program is $17 an hour, but I will say this is not the same for everyone. It really is just the starting wage because there are certain roles that make more money than others. I don't know all of the logistics, but I know there's certain things like if you work in Magic Kingdom, I think you get a little bit more, or if you're in certain quick service locations, you get a little bit more. Or for example, at my location, if you become a trainer or like an assigner, there's like different ways that you can move up. You get raises every time. I also think housekeeping makes a little bit more than $17 an hour. I don't know, there's just certain jobs where you can make a little bit more, but the starting rate, no matter what, is anyone will be getting $17 an hour. Go along with this, someone also asked how much rent cost at Flamingo. So if you don't know or you can't tell, I live in a 2x2, which means I share a bedroom and a bathroom with my roommate. I don't know if you can tell, this is her side of the room right here. This is my side. So our rent is $215 every week. So every week, $215 is automatically subtracted out of your paycheck. You do not ever have to go in and pay Flamingo your money. It automatically gets deducted from what you made for the week. So like I just said, ours is $215 every week. I really don't know off the top of my head the prices for 4x2s or 4x4s. I know that 4x2 is a little bit more expensive than what we have, and then 4x4 is the most expensive because you have your own bedroom and bathroom. I honestly don't know the full prices. I'm honestly really grateful I'm in a 2x2 so that I can keep more of my money every week. But also the majority of people are gonna be in a 2x2. It's just what they have the most of. When I came in, I was honestly really hoping that I was gonna have my own room, and then we didn't end up giving one, but I'm telling you, it's the best thing to ever happen to me. I love being right next to my roommate. We talk all the time, and I honestly really liked it. So if you are given a 2x2, I would say definitely don't be that mad about it. Just come, try it, see how it goes. I really love it, and I have the cheapest rent, so it worked out perfect for me. Someone said, how do you deal with being homesick? And again, I kind of talked about this a little while earlier. I went through a phase a few weeks ago where I was very, very homesick. I think the only way that I deal with it is I still talk to my friends and family almost every single day. It almost like doesn't even feel like I'm gone because I'm still involved in everything that they're doing back home. But again, like I said, I also got really lucky and was able to go home for 5 days last week. And that really helped me out a lot, but I'm also just constantly reminding myself that I'm where I'm meant to be and I'm doing all the things I've ever wanted to do and I'm chasing my dreams, and that if I went home, I would kind of be leaving all of that behind. And I know I would regret it. So I don't really feel like I have a choice to leave. I also think it helps me out a lot because I'm a very, very independent person. So moving here really wasn't that hard for me. I kind of knew I would be fine. Someone said, what is it like having the name Belle while also working in Disney? Let me tell you. You have no idea the things that I hear day to day. I actually was not even named after Princess Belle. My name came from a soap opera. But the fact that this is my name and I ended up working in Disney when it's one of the princesses' names is honestly kind of funny. And let me tell you, the guests think it's funny too. I've heard, where's the Beast? Oh my gosh, Belle, we just saw you at Beauty and the Beast live on stage. I've gotten asked if I work at the restaurant to escape the castle when the Beast is being annoying. It's like every day someone's like, Belle, what are you doing here? You should be in Magic Kingdom. Say, I met you earlier in Epcot, I met you here. People love pointing it out to their kid, being like, look, her name is Belle. It honestly feels like the jokes are never ending, but I mean, what do you expect? I always tell my coworkers it would be my dream to work at Be Our Guest because it's honestly my favorite restaurant. I really love Be Our Guest. But truthfully, I don't think I would ever do it just because I know the amount of comments I would hear all night about working in the Beast Castle with the name Belle. It's just like setting myself up for jokes. Actually, something that's really funny about having my name and being in Disney, which I was not expecting and I never knew this was a thing, is when you go to the Starbucks on Main Street in Magic Kingdom, a lot of times they'll write princess and then whatever your name is, like say Abby's my roommate's name, on her cup they'll write Princess Abby instead of just her name. But for my name, they're actually not allowed to do that because if they put Princess Belle, that's an actual character and an actual princess. And for some reason, they're just not allowed to do that, which I thought was really funny. I actually found that out when I went to Starbucks with a few friends like a few months ago, and they all got princess whatever written on their cup, and the girl at the front told me, sorry, I'm actually not allowed to write princess on your cup since your name is Belle. And I thought it was pretty funny. Next question is, have you met any celebrities while working at Disney? And the answer is yes. You'd be surprised how often celebrities come to Disney, and I actually started a list of everyone that I've met so that I wouldn't forget. The first person I actually met was Allison Kutch. Me and my friends were just having a park day and we decided to go into the confectionery, and when we walked in, she was there with her husband and daughter. We didn't talk to her much, but we did get a picture. I'll insert that right here. If you don't know who that is, she's like a TikToker and influencer. That was like one of the first weeks of me living here. Next person I saw was Drake Bell. I wouldn't say that I met him because he was eating at my restaurant the time that I was working there. And if you don't know, if you are on the clock and you are currently working and you see a celebrity at Disney, you are not allowed to really say anything or make a big deal of it, or you will get in trouble. So when Drake Bell was eating at my restaurant, you don't annoy them, like you just let them be, but he did eat there, which was pretty cool. And then a few weeks later, Cardi B actually also ate at my restaurant while I was there, so I got to see her whole family, her daughter. Everyone was freaking out about Cardi B. Also saw James Charles on Main Street. Me and my friends were going to Magic Kingdom for our friend Maddie's birthday that day. We were taking pictures by the castle, and all of a sudden we turn around and James Charles was there. I didn't ask him for a picture, even though he was taking pictures with a bunch of different people, but when I see celebrities or like influencers out like that, I always feel the need to kind of like leave them alone. I don't know, I hate feeling like I bother people, so I did not get a picture with him. Okay, and then just a few weeks ago, the last person that I've like met / seen was David Henry, which, if you do not know, David Henry plays Justin Russo in Wizards of Waverly Place, and now he's in their new show Beyond Waverly Place. So the story of meeting David Henry was absolutely insane. I will never forget. So I was at work that day and I had gone on break, and I immediately came back from break, and when I came back from break I was scheduled to be a seater, which means we stand outside, and then that's when we obviously get the tickets and we seat guests like as their table's ready. So I'm just standing outside minding my business, and I look up and my coworker is checking someone in, and when I look up, it's David Henry. So like I just said, we're obviously not allowed to make big deals out of it. So she's obviously checking him in, very cool, calm, collected. While I'm looking, and I'm freaking out inside, not outside, because I'm not gonna jeopardize my job, but I'm freaking out on the inside. She's like checking him in on the iPad, whatever, and she's like, okay, we'll let you know whenever your table's ready. He walks away. And I'm staring at her, waiting for her to give me a look. Because if that was me and I was checking in David Henry, as soon as he walks away, I'm going to look up like, did anyone see that? But then she didn't give me a look, so I was like, hello? So I literally look at her and I'm like, and she's like, what? I'm like, so I pull her to the side because I'm like, I'm not getting in trouble, but I need to talk about this with someone. And I'm like, do you know who that is? And she literally was like, no. And I'm like, that's David Henry from Wizards of Waverly Place. Moral of the story, she didn't really know who he was until I told her, but then other people started noticing and figured out it was him. Again, we did not make it a big deal. He had no idea that we knew who he was. We did not want to get in trouble. When I tell you, I was freaking out. Wizards of Waverly Place is like my whole childhood, especially the movie, like that along with Hannah Montana, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, all of those shows, that is my entire childhood. And I don't think ever in my life I have been as starstruck as I have when I looked up and I saw Justin Russo in front of my face. It was honestly the craziest experience for me. If you would have told me before that he was coming, I wouldn't have thought that that would be someone that I was so starstruck over. But for some reason when I saw him, I was really freaked out. I think it's just because it reminds me of childhood so much. Like, I think he is so cool. So yeah, so far that is my coolest experience. I think a lot of people would agree that like Cardi B is the cooler experience, but for me, I was freaking out over David Henry. Okay, we have two more questions, and the first one is, what made you want to do Disney College Program content? I've known ever since I wanted to do the Disney College Program that if I was doing it, I was also going to be doing it with doing content along on the side. It's just always been my dream. So when I applied last year, I immediately did my like phone interview YouTube video, which you can still find on my channel. It's my very first video. And from there, I just continued it. There was never going to be a scenario where I came to the Disney College Program and didn't do content. That was like my full dream. I also thought it was nice because it's an extra way for me to make a little bit of extra money. If you would have told like 10-year-old me that I could be getting paid from making videos, which is something I've always loved to do, I would have been freaking out inside. I got my first paycheck from YouTube. It was honestly the weirdest feeling because it was like, this is everything that I've ever dreamed of. I cannot believe this is the case. I don't know. I just feel really grateful that I'm able to do something that I genuinely love so much. Like, I would be doing this and TikTok whether I was making money from it or not, but the fact that I can is really cool. It makes it not even feel like a job. Like, I'm literally just doing this for fun. And it's really nice that I can make a little bit of extra money from it. But yeah, like I said, there was never a scenario where I was gonna come here and not also do content. That's what I've always wanted to do. And the last question is, what is your favorite thing to do in your free time? Honestly, my friends know this, but one of my favorite things to do is at Flamingo, every night they play a movie by the pool at 5 o'clock. And 99% of the time it is a Disney movie, so if they're playing a really good movie on a day that I'm off, you will always catch me by the pool at 5 o'clock. They have these huge screens, like huge like Jumbotron screens right by the pool, and I just think it's so nice because you can lay there, tan, and then when you get too hot, take a dip in the pool, but the whole time they're literally playing a Disney movie. Also just nice to be outside in the sun, not cooped up inside, but I think it's so much fun. And honestly, not a lot of people go, and I'm always like, Why is there no one here? Like, I think that's so cool. It's a huge jumbotron by a pool playing Disney movies. Honestly, that's my dream. So that's one of my favorite things to do. If not, I like to just go to a resort. I really like visiting the resorts and either getting food or coffee. My favorite thing I've ever gotten is the Ohana dinner, and I still think about it to this day. If anyone wants to go to Ohana dinner, trust me when I say I will never say no. But there's so much to do around Disney. I honestly just like doing the little things that I wouldn't normally do if I was on vacation here. And it's honestly just been the best. So that is all the questions that I have for today's video. If there's something that you're curious about with the Disney College program and I didn't answer that today, make sure to leave it in the comments down below and I will answer your questions down there. For now, like I said earlier, a lot of my next videos should be more of like day in the life, week in the life on the Disney College program, just so y'all can see a little bit more of what it's kind of like really living here. If that's something you're interested in, or you're just interested in Disney College program content, make sure to subscribe on here, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. And if you have any video suggestions or any questions, make sure you leave those down in the comments down below. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!